It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lusaka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
We listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lusaka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, report properties that might be mosquito breeding areas, says Health Ministry. Film Fiji to set requirements for production houses filming in Fiji. And duo take out Fiji's dancing superstar titles. Good evening, welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The Health Ministry is encouraging the public to report properties that might be mosquito breeding areas in the fight to contain dengue fever. This comes amid concerns that there are still blocked drains with stagnant water along the Suva-Nosore corridor. Vosita Kote Wasawasa reports.
Health inspectors will now be stepping up in imposing fines to those who fail to destroy mosquito breeding places within their compounds.
We have the Public Health Act in place, and there are laws very familiar to municipalities to penalize or make people responsible for not cleaning up their compounds. So there are laws and regulations already in place. It's a matter of reporting these cases to the Ministry of Health or the municipality so that we can take action, all with a positive view of trying to destroy the mosquito-breeding places.
Meanwhile, Dr. Tukana says there is sufficient blood to supply severe cases in need of transfusion.
There's a lot now infected with dengue, but not all of them will get blood. We assess through our blood test, and we have enough blood if there is a need for us to transfuse them, depending on the blood results that they are presenting. But treat dengue as a virus, any flu-like illness, simply meaning you drink lots of fluids, you take lots of lemon juice, and you need to rest with Panadol every 4 hours. That's all you need to do.
12 people have died due to dengue. There have been more than 11,000 confirmed cases in the current outbreak. Dr. Tukana adds that any home remedy to fight dengue is an individual choice, but recommends those who show symptoms to go to their nearest health center to get checked and treated. Vasita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
Acting Police Commissioner Ravi Narayan has warned officers not to take the law into their hands, otherwise they will face the full brunt of it themselves. Narayan made the comment in light of a complaint that some officers at the Lautoka police station allegedly threatened and assaulted a suspect who happens to be a minor in a case of alleged theft. He says the police force has no room for officers who abuse their powers. He has given his personal assurance that all matters will be investigated thoroughly. Narayan says police officers who breach procedures and practices will be dealt with severely internally through their disciplinary processes. 3 men will appear in the Raki Raki court tomorrow, charged in a case of robbery and rape at a hotel in Raki Raki last week. The incident involved a tourist couple who were robbed and the woman raped by the intruders. The 3 suspects, aged 21, 27 and 32, have been charged with burglary and rape. Police say items stolen during the robbery have also been recovered. 2014 will be a busy year for Film Fiji, with Bollywood as well as Hollywood productions in the pipeline. However, this time around, Film Fiji will be setting some requirements for production houses when it comes to showcasing Fiji on the silver screen. Ritika Pratap reports.
Film Fiji is reviewing its act to align some of the standards that will be set for production houses filming in Fiji. Chair Shanaz Vos says, as Fiji has a very attractive tax rebate, it is important to put the right mechanisms in place to ensure maximum returns.
Is that we want good productions. We want productions that depict Fiji in a very positive manner, and also productions that last in cinemas or on TV for a period of time, which gives Fiji that recognition and that I think we should get, because we are really good in terms of production locations.
Voss says producers and directors have visited Fiji to look at locations for filming this year.
We've had a lot of recce's done from Bollywood in the recent months, and we are hosting a couple of other scouting teams, as we call them, or the recce's, that are going to take place shortly. But we will start seeing productions from June onwards.
2 TV productions have already been shot, but it was not highlighted as the producers had asked for them to be kept confidential.
Very silently, we've had 2 productions that have shot already, and because of the type of productions they were, they wanted to keep it, sort of confidential until they go to air, and they were both TV programs.
Film and TV productions in Fiji does not only promote Fiji's tourism industry, but contributes to the employment sector, as many locals are used behind the scenes and at times on screen during shoots. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The winners have been announced in the Fiji's Dancing Superstar competition. Charlene Ali and John Peckham received over 9,300 votes, texted in to give them victory over 5 other top contestants. They walked away with $10,000 in prize money with the title. Ritika Pratap has more.
Season 1 of Fiji's Dancing Superstar came to an end last night, and the winners were glad to come out on top in the competition.
Like I said during the show, I want to promote dance in Fiji, especially for the youth, as a career. Dance in Fiji for us, so that we as dancers can go and be called bread earners as well, just like any other job. I want to promote it as such.
I'd like to dedicate this win to my sister. She's with the Lord right now, and she's been there for me since I was born, and since I looked after her until she passed away. She was the real dancer.
It was a joyous moment for the families of the winners as well.
I'd like to thank a lot of people. It's like, for example, Abe from Nant Pharmacy, and Suman's brother, and Sanjay from Roops, and all the family from overseas, from everywhere, from Fiji, local, everywhere. We like to thank them.
Very proud of John and what he has achieved, and we've seen John grow, and then now we know that he's very matured as a person, and as a dancer he's just amazing, and so we are very proud of him, very, very proud.
The executives and judges of the show have also selected a choreographer for the next season, Glenn Makalinau, who was one of the top contestants.
If I've got this opportunity to go overseas and be the choreographer for the season 2 of Fiji's Dancing Superstar, then so be it. But at least I still get my knowledge from overseas people with standards, with skills,
Trade Minister Ayya said Kayum was the chief guest at the ceremony. He uploaded the talent shown by all contestants.
What we saw here this evening goes to show that the future of Fiji is a wonderful future. The future of Fiji is something that we are here to celebrate, enjoy, and in fact showcase to the world. Do not let anybody take that away from us.
Meanwhile, event producer Sandeep Narayan has brushed aside critics who alleged the competition was biased.
Okay, see, when we bring the contestants to Super 5, this was on the vote, and I don't feel that there was a reason for us to declare any vote to top 5, because it will actually discourage a couple of contestants when we're declaring the vote number that they have received. So we make the decision on the votes. Apart from that, we have put some collective decision at the end where we bring the Super 5 to the contestants. So that's what we have bring.
Season 2 of Fiji's Dancing Superstar will begin in July, and dance lovers from around the country will once again get a chance to showcase their talent. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Residents up in arms over dumping of earth mixed with refuse on foreshore. Stay tuned, that's coming up next on FBC News.
Bato Bahe, Bame Radio Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर
रेडियो फीजी 2 रकी रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो फिजी 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो फिजी 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो फिजी 2, मसूरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो फिजी 2।
टावा में रेडियो फिजी 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो फिजी 2 रॉक।
रेडियो फिजी 2 आई लव यू।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फिजी 2।
Welcome back to FBC News. Top law enforcers from around the Pacific will converge at the Tanoa International Hotel in Nandi tomorrow for the 4th Melanesian Spearhead Group Police Commissioners Conference. The conference is expected to discuss issues such as the formed police unit, a regional police academy and a Department of Peacekeeping Operations initiatives. The meeting will also look at how the respective MSG governments can enhance regional security cooperation arrangements. Meanwhile, police commissioners of Vanuatu, Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea are now in the country, along with the Solomon Islands Deputy Commissioner. The 29-year-old driver of a car involved in the death of an 11-year-old boy on Friday afternoon has been interviewed and released. The incident happened on the main street in Nosori town. Apparently, the boy was rushing across the street to the town's bus stand when he was struck by the passing car. He died later in hospital. Police say investigators are awaiting the post-mortem report in the case. Residents of Bulay Road at Lodala Beach Estate in Nasinu have expressed concern at the dumping of earth mixed with refuse on their foreshore that is creating an environmental and social nightmare for the community. Mika Longa reports on the hazardous eyesore.
Reclaiming the foreshore has been an ongoing controversial issue. And now this.
For the last 2 weeks, they've been dumping rubbish here, all kinds of things that are environmentally toxic.
People who were doing some earthworks in Nasinu voluntarily giving it to the council to where they could place them. So we have kindly accepted them for our future reclamation work.
Moses Akama says these piles of earth could remain just like these for another 3 months, waiting for funding so the reclamation work can continue.
This is a total waste of funding. The UN gave the council, I think, about $50,000 and they spent half of it doing what you see here. The reason why we asked for this assistance for climate change has not been answered. As you can obviously see here, for us nothing has changed and we are still as much threatened by coastal erosion as before.
Other issues of grave concern to the residents also cloud the controversial site.
For the last 2 weeks, every weekend we have been calling the police about midnight, 1 in the morning. There were people drinking here, people bringing prostitutes. We had people sniffing drugs, glue, you name it. One night one lady got raped. One woman got raped here. About 2 weeks ago. I called the police, Olelevu.
The rape, you understand, it has totally different motive to it. But it's not because we build it. We are encouraging the rape issue or other immoral activity.
Today, more earth was dumped at the site and residents are concerned this may aid the spread of dengue virus in the area.
Here you can see there is a tire accumulating water and mosquitoes. There's another tire also over there.
We certainly will look forward to also addressing those tires and whatever that may be holding waters within that vicinity.
This latest development has given the residents here more reason to stand up for what they believed in, the protection of their properties against climate change, their personal safety, and they're ready and they're determined to continue on fighting as long as it takes. Mika Longa, FBC News.
The Agriculture Ministry will take another look at the drainage systems in farming areas. After the recent flooding, the ministry concluded that block irrigation systems were one of the prime problems in Rewa and Tailevu. Many farmers planted on flat areas near the riverbank and lost most of their crops to the recent floods. Deputy Secretary Urea Wembuta says they will now work with authorities to change this.
The cleaning up of drain is an issue. This is something that we are working towards to the ministry, looking at some of the drainage systems that we have and how well we can liaise with other agencies, especially Town and Country Planning and also Fiji Roads Authority, on how we need to discuss some of the block drains that we have and also some of the drains under the Ministry of Agriculture.
$300,000 has been set aside to assist farmers who suffered losses during the recent heavy rain and flooding. In world news, the Malaysian government says communication system on the missing Malaysian Airlines jet were deliberately disabled. Satellite and radar evidence suggests the plane could have continued flying for up to 7 hours. Here's more from Al Jazeera.
The first significant developments in the disappearance of flight MH370 not coming from the water, but from satellites. After days of denying reports, a confirmation from Prime Minister Najib Razak. The plane did turn west and it was deliberate, but he stopped short of calling it a hijacking.
Up until the point at which it left military primary radar coverage, these movements are consistent with deliberate action by someone on the plane.
Based on that, aviation authorities have put the location of the plane in one of two possible corridors, or what they call highways in the sky. One option is a northern corridor that stretches from Thailand to the border of Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan. The other is a southern route from Indonesia to the southern Indian Ocean. In light of this, the Malaysian government is calling off its search operations in the South China Sea. The Prime Minister also confirmed that the plane flew for 7 hours after the transponders were deliberately turned off, opening up a vast area where the passenger plane might have ended up. The investigation side will also intensify. Just who were the passengers on this 777 aircraft, and what is the background of the flight deck and cabin crew? Is there anyone who was on board this aircraft who would want to commandeer it or have the skills to do it?
The Malaysian authorities have refocused their investigation into the crew and passengers on board.
The home of the captain was searched by Malaysian police just after the Prime Minister finished his press conference. Word of the new findings and conclusions did not sit well with the Chinese government, which demanded that the Malaysians provide more thorough and accurate information. Families and friends of those on board the flight also wanted to know more. For them, the new information does not tell them whether the plane crashed or whether it landed safely, meaning their loved ones could still be alive.
Coming up in sports news, players seek prayers and support ahead of Sevens tournaments. And Business House soccer competition revived in the capital city.
Na Mbula FM rek taletaki.
Gonga elambasa Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndo taleta kana borong na Mbula FM number 2 na sere su.
Kau buat itu gerak-geraki au rebot juga ni istima. Au ndo taleta kana borong na Mbula.
Bola bina Fiji, Bola FM number 2 esenga toka.
Bola bina era roga. Bola FM number 2 di Konga.
Bola FM number 2 na sere.
Welcome to FBC Sports. The Vodafone Fiji 7 side was hosted to a farewell church service at Calvary Temple in Suva this morning, ahead of their departure for the Tokyo and Hong Kong Sevens tournaments. It was a good send-off for coach Ben Ryan and his men for the next leg of the IRB series. Fans were given ample time after the service to get photo opportunities with their favourite players before they return to their camp in Pacific Harbour. The team leaves for Tokyo tomorrow morning. The Osea Kolinisau-led side has a massive task ahead in trying to close the gap on series leaders New Zealand and South Africa. The Fiji Rugby Union hopes to field the best possible squad in Scotland come July, since Fiji is now allowed to participate in the Commonwealth Games. However, there is one problem. The closing date for submitting team forms has already passed. It's an issue that Rugby House is trying to resolve. Chalendau Dhaka reports.
Rugby House has welcomed the news of the green light to participate in the Glasgow Games. This will mean our national 7 side will be one of the main medal contenders if they receive a break on the submission date.
We are making inquiries now whether there is an opportunity to participate, given that the closing dates for expression of participation has closed. But we will inquire with the organizers to see whether special provision can be made for Fiji, given that the lifting of the ban has just been announced.
The FRU has stressed that their main focus is on building a formidable squad for the Rio Olympics in 2016, and the Commonwealth Games would provide the ideal stepping stone to winning Olympic gold.
I think this will again present that opportunity for them to compete at the highest level, in preparations for the road to Rio. So for us, it's a big welcome. We've discussed with Ben and likewise within FRU House on our eagerness or willingness to participate at the Commonwealth Games.
The last time the national seven-side competed in the Commonwealth Games was in 2006 when they won a bronze medal. Hopefully they will receive the all-clear for Scotland, allowing them to match or even better that performance. Chalendo Dakadak, FBC Sports.
Prime Minister Vorenga Bainimarama handed over lease documents for the construction of Nambur Rugby Club's fitness gym and land for future development for the Lamai Rugby Club. The site is yet to be identified. The presentation was made during the launch of the Commodore Community Challenge at the ANZ Stadium yesterday. This is the three-team competition between Nambua, Lamai and Rewanga. A $12,000 cheque was also presented to each club by Nambautini Transport Limited to help in their preparation for the new season. The Prime Minister praised the concept of this tournament as a development tool for youths.
It is important that we use a tournament such as these to uplift our youths, to make them positive members within their communities. I hope this will help them understand the benefits that will come when they make use of their talents.
The Brumbies held off a late surge from the Waratahs to win their Super Rugby clash last night by 28 points to 23. Fijian centre Tevita Kurindrani scored a try, with Nick White and Jesse Mogg also adding 5-pointers. Here are the highlights.
Gives it to Tamura. Short ball. Tars were waiting for Kurindrani, but they took their eye off the ball on that occasion. Kurindrani. Tamura. They're running it. Mogg chipping off the left foot. The race is on. Jesse Mogg. White. Wide they go. Tamura must score. And it's a try, and it is to Vita Kurindrani. Waratahs. Dennis. Thought he spotted a gap. Phipps gives it to Hooper. He reaches out and he scores at long last for the Waratahs. Foley. Now Folau. Folau. Israel Folau. One to beat. Folau is in the corner. White. The crowd like it. It's over. They just need to clear it. And White drills it into the Gregan Larkin stand, the GIO Stadium. And yet again, the Brumbies have burst the Waratahs' bubble.
In other games, the Hurricanes thrashed the Cheetahs 60-27. The Western Force upset the Highlanders 31-29. The Lions edged the Blues in a high-scoring match, and the Sharks overcame the Reds 35-20. Business House football in the capital city was revived with the opening round of the Suva Business House competition this weekend. 7 teams registered to compete will play in 2 rounds of games over the next 14 weeks at the USB grounds in Lothala Bay. Organisers say the tournament serves as a way to promote a friendly environment between business houses while engaging in an active and healthy lifestyle. Meanwhile, in the Fiji Sun Skippertuna National Football League, Lambasa recorded a convincing 5-1 win over Navua at Ratu Thakambau Park in Nosori. In the only Super Premier match, Rewa drew 1-1 with Nandrunga. In the Premier Division, Vatukola knocked in 2 unanswered goals against Northland Tailevu, while Tailevu Neitasiri beat Tavua 3-1. The Vanwalevu zone had matches played at Subrel Park, with Taviuni and Savusavu winning their respective matches, while Droketi settled for a draw against Bua. The English Premier League title race is wide open after Chelsea lost 1-0 to Aston Villa this morning. Chelsea had 2 players sent off and manager Jose Mourinho sent to the stands in a wild end to a match settled by Fabian Delph's goal in the 82nd minute. Manchester City leapfrogged Arsenal and Liverpool into second place by overcoming Hull 2-0 with goals to David Silva and Edin Dzeko. Meanwhile, Manchester United will take on Liverpool at 1:30 a.m. tomorrow, followed by Arsenal battling Tottenham. You can watch live coverage of both these matches on FBCTV. It was a mixed bag in most centres today. The day started off cloudy in Suva and later developed showers. Nandi, Lotoka and Ba woke up to a fine morning, but that changed to showers by the afternoon. Fine weather also in Savu-Savu and Lambasa in the morning and cloudy periods by the afternoon. Now temperatures were all above 30 degrees today, with Ba the highest at 33 degrees. Tomorrow is expected to get off to a good start with fine weather in all the centres except Suva, but the weather is expected to improve in the capital city by the afternoon. Further outlook, a strong wind warning remains in force for Lao Waters, Korosi, Kandavu and Vatuira Passage. Expect rough seas. The main points again. Acting Police Commissioner Ravi Narayan has warned officers not to take the law into their hands, otherwise they will face the full brunt of it themselves. 3 men will appear in the Raki court tomorrow, charged in a case of robbery and rape at a hotel in Raki last week. And top law enforcers from around the Pacific will converge in Nandi tomorrow for the 4th Melanesian Spearhead Group Police Commissioners Conference. Top poll question now. Should Fiji have another superannuation fund? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. That's all from us here tonight. Jackie Spade will be back tomorrow evening. Have a great week and I will be back next weekend.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा सा।
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot.
देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi taupa में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
हम इंगिली लंबासा में रहता है, तो क्या बताइए मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है।
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.